Good day and welcome to Dungeon Mizer. Today we're looking at the board game 5 Tribes, the Djinns of Nakala. So in 5 Tribes you have all these tiles that you lay out randomly so you can have a different board every single time. So you can lay them out like this, or this, or this. So every time you're going to get a different game, which makes this game awesome because you're getting tons of replayability. Now, to add to the replayability, you've got a bag, and it is full of Meeples, which if you don't know what a Meeple is, it's a little wooden person. And you'll see these in a lot of different games. And for this game, we've got blue, red, white, yellow, and green. And these all get put on the board randomly, like this. Every square gets 3, randomly, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can see how this becomes random every time too. Now, each of these Meeples, each different colored Meeple, gives you a different ability. And how do you activate those abilities? Well, on your turn, which is determined by bidding, you are going to pick one of these squares. So let's say I'm going to pick this square, and I pick up the Meeples from this square. So what I have to do now is basically go to another square somewhere on the board, dropping one of these each time, and finishing with the last Meeple dropped on a square that has the same color Meeple, like this. I dropped a white's there, I get these 2 white Meeples, and I get their ability. Now, because I landed here on this square, I can also activate this ability, which is to be able to get a Djinn. There are many different kinds of Djinns, and there are always 3 up on the board for you to choose from, and the way you get them is to land on a tile that has, yes, like Aladdin's little magic lamp there. So that would be my chance to choose one of the 3 Djinns that were available this turn. So this one, I would get 8 points at the end of the game for having it, and I can trade in one of these slave cards for a random card. Now, before you're offended by the fact that this is called a slave card, in the expansion they've changed it from slave to fakir. This one is worth 6 points. It means I can assassinate 2, a white and a yellow. And on this one, I can pay a white plus a white, or a white plus a fakir, and I can put my camel onto a space that has 2 Meeples, moving them off and taking control of that square. And how do I take control of a square? Well, when I do my turn, and let's say I pick up these 3 this time, I'm going to drop them 1, 2, 3. So I'm picking up yellow because that was my last one drop. And because I pick up that yellow, I get to pick up all of the same colored Meeples from that space. I have emptied that square, which means I get to put my camel on it. So now I control this square, and at the end of the game, I'm going to get 6 points towards my ultimate victory. I still get the ability here. This is paying 3 coins to get one of the first 3 cards available. So when you're dropping your Meeples, you can't go backwards. So I couldn't go like this. So say I'm here and I want to end up here. I couldn't go 1 and then go back 2, 3, 4. I can't backtrack. Now, there is one way that you can technically get back around, and it only works if you've got 5 Meeples, and I'll show you how that works now. Okay, so one way you can get around this not going backwards thing is you can go on the same tile you've been before as long as you're not going back, and you can't go diagonally either. So let's say I want to get here. I need that green Meeple, and I really need that 2 of the first 6 cards ability. So I'm going to pick up these 5, and I'm going to drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I went in a square. So I went back over the square I'd been on, but I didn't go backwards. And now I get all 3 of these, and the square is mine, and I can buy 2 of the first 6 cards. Okay, so green Meeples. So I grab these, I drop this here, I drop this here. I'm going to take these 2 green Meeples. I don't take control of the space because there's still a Meeple there, but these 2 green Meeples mean I get to take the first 2 cards in the row. So I am going to take the first 2 cards in the row. 1, 2. And they are mine. Now because I landed here, you can see on the tile it says for 6 coins, I can get 2 of the first 6 cards. Well, now these are the next cards, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So basically I can pay 6 and take any of these except for this last one. And I am going to do that because the more variety of cards you have, the more points you're going to get. And you can look here on the cards where you can see that it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little symbols, little diamonds on the bottom. That means that there are a lot of these. This one, on the other hand, the ivory, only has 2. There are only 2 of these. There are only 2 gems. There are 6 wheat cards. So even if I don't have wheat yet, I'm going to probably try and go for at least these 2 because they're valuable, and even if I already have them, I don't want anyone else to get them. And I think that is what I will do. I'll take 1, 2, and this card gets moved up. Here you can see the Jinn, or the Fakir card, or as they call it in the original game, unless you have a reprint, a slave card. So you can see right here, even though they call him a Fakir now, he is in chains. But you use him to help you get work done. Well, red is an assassin. So let's say I go here and I go 1, I drop my green one, 2. So I've got my red. So I can assassinate another meeple within this radius right here. Or I can assassinate another player's yellow or white meeple. So that could take points off the board for that. I could go 1, 2, take them. I get that because I ended there. And then I'm going to assassinate this one. So I will get another square, which is awesome. And because I landed here, you can see this ability right here, I get to put a palace on it, which gives me an extra 5 points. Okay, so palace, and then the other one you have is a palm tree. These are worth 5 at the end of the game, and these are worth 3 at the end of the game. And anytime anyone ends on this space, it will get another one of these, or another one of these. So if I'm here, I could do that little 5 square trick, leaving a meeple there so I could get it next time. And when I land there, I'll already have control of this tile, but I will get a second palace on it. Okay, blue meeples. Blue meeples get you money, and 1 coin or 1 money is equal to 1 point at the end of the game. So this is important too. So let's say I'm here and I drop 1, I drop 2. I take these 2 blue meeples, and because I cleared off that space, I put my camel and it gets a palm tree. And now I look at the blue tiles that are around where I landed, including the one I'm on. So here you can see there are no blue. That's 1, 2, 3. So I've got 3 blue tiles in this square, and I've got 2 meeples. So 2 times 3, I get 6 coins. Okay, the white meeples, the viziers. So what do? They're going to get us points. They're worth 2 points at the end of the game, which can add up quickly if you get a lot of these, but they're also used to buy the DJINNS, as you can see here, right? So to get one of the DJINNS, like we looked at before, or possibly to activate its ability. So these are important. So let's say that I am here, and I go 1, 2, 3, I scoop these up. A palm tree goes there, because that's right into my turn, but I do not take control of it because there's still another meeple here. And these 3 viziers I keep with me, and like I said, they're worth points at the end of the game, or I can spend them through the game to buy DJINNS or activate abilities I have of DJINNS. So red meeples are assassins, and they can be pretty powerful because you can assassinate another meeple on the board in your direct vicinity, or you can also assassinate an opponent's yellow or white meeples that they've got, and that's good to get rid of those because they're worth points to them. So let's say I go 1, 2, I claim this square because I cleared out all the meeples and landed on it. It also gets a palace, and because I can assassinate another meeple, I'm going to assassinate the one right here, right in this vicinity, killing him, taking control of that tile, but I do not get the palm tree because I did not end my turn there. So in one turn, I got 5, plus another 5, 10, and I took control of that, so I got 18 points out of that one move. Alright, yellow meeples. They are worth 1 point at the end of the game, but they're also worth 10 points for every player that you have more yellow meeples than. And that was the most out of all the players. I would get 2 points plus 10 points for each other player that I have more yellow meeples than. So if it was a 4-player game, I would end up getting 32 points. Okay, so you wonder how you're going to remember how to do all this stuff. Well, they give you this handy dandy placemat, and it's pretty good because it tells you how bidding for turn order works, players' actions, what each of the different meeples does, the different tile actions you can do, and here are the cards, like I mentioned. So if you have 1 unique card, you get 1 point. If you have 5 unique cards, you get 21 points. If you have all 9 unique cards, you get 60 points. And no, the fakirs/slaves do not count for these cards. Here are the coins for the game. They come in $5 and $1 denominations. Well, not dollar, but coins. And when you start the game, you have 9 5 coins and 5 1 coins to give you a total of 50 coins to start. And like I said, money at the end, if you have this at the end of the game, this is worth 1 point to you. So you don't want to go crazy spending this money. But what would you spend your money on? You'd spend it on bidding. Okay, so it's the start of the round, and the player who went first last time gets to bid first, and that was me, and I'm orange, so I'm going to bid 1 coin, and I'm hoping that will keep me able to go first. Black's going next. They don't see any huge moves, and they don't want to spend their money for nothing, so they're going to go on 0. And then pink comes in and says, you know what, I think the same thing, so I'm also going to take 0, but I do not go here. I bump this one down and take its place. You can see the little arrows here for bumping. At the start, if orange had come in and said, you know what, I really see a really good move, I'm going 5, I want to make sure that I get this move. Well, pink could say, well, you know what, I don't see any move, you're seeing something I don't, and so I'm not going to pay for it, so I'm going to go 0. But then black says, I see what you see, I'm not going to make money off this, but I don't want you to make money off it either, so I'm going to go 8 and bid there. Once bidding is done, you just move this out of the way, you take the turn, track, order, and black is number 1, orange goes number 2, and pink goes number 3. Okay, that's 5 tribes, the DJINNS of Nakala. Big favorite here in the dungeon, and with my other gaming buddies, this is a really good one. When you move your meeples or someone else moves their meeples, the board changes altogether. So planning out your moves far ahead of time, unless you're seeing something someone else isn't, and you're willing to pay that big coinage to go first, chances are it may not come to fruition. I've had many a cool move ruined by someone else making some rinky-dink move. But hey, that's the game. And I think it's well worth your money. We get tons of play out of it. We have a great time playing it. Sometimes we get analysis paralysis playing it, which you know, is upsetting to some, but hey, you want to make your best move, you want to win the game, right? We play for the fun of winning. Go winning. Okay, so that's it for now. Great game. I highly recommend 5 Tribes to just about any player new to board games, grizzled veterans, all of you. I think it's great. And there actually is an expansion. I played the expansion. I won't go into too much about it here, but I think it is also a great expansion. But you really don't need to run out and get the main board game and the expansion right away. You will get tons of play out of just the regular board game. It's not a must-have. If you really enjoy it and you're playing it tons and tons and tons, then I have no hesitation in saying I think you'll really enjoy it. It adds some new dimensions to the game. But for people who are looking for a game, you just need to grab this. Now, if there are any questions or comments, if I flubbed anything up, please put them down in the comments down below and I will get back to you ASAP. Also, make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button. It means a lot to me and it helps me out a lot, and it doesn't cost you any money at all. Also, a reminder that on May 5th, we'll be doing a draw for a giveaway that I'm doing here on Dungeon Mizer, and it's your chance to win a copy of Tales from the Yawning Portal. So this is the latest from Dungeons & Dragons. It's got classic dungeon crawls in here that have been updated for 5th edition, and I'm giving it away for free. And all you have to do is make sure that you subscribe or are subscribed and your subscription's public so I can see who you are. Leave a comment and share a video. That's all you have to do, and you could be the winner of one of these. So until next time, I'll see you here on Dungeon Mizer. Dungeon Mizer out.